Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES FANS. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, especially in the NFC East, you already know that things are heating up. And I mean, really heating up. The division isn't just competitive, it's becoming a battleground for strategic moves that could shake the entire league. The Philadelphia Eagles, as we all know, have been a powerhouse these past few seasons, making deep playoff runs and even falling just short of that coveted Super Bowl title. But with every offseason, the question remains, what are the other teams doing to catch up or even surpass the Birds? Well, right now, the focus is on some big moves happening right in our own backyard, and it's all centered around one of the most talked about trades of the offseason, the potential acquisition of a veteran wide receiver, and how that could impact the Eagles' plans. Let's start with what's happening in Dallas, because that's where the action has been lately. According to ESPN sources, the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers have been working behind the scenes to finalize a trade that would send Pittsburgh's young and talented receiver, George Pickens, to Dallas in exchange for draft picks. Yes, you heard right. This isn't just a rumor anymore. It's expected to be finalized today. And if you saw the news break on Twitter, you saw that the trade was imminent. Pickens, a guy with incredible upside, a player who's shown flashes of brilliance during his time in Pittsburgh, is now heading to the NFC East. This is a big deal for a few reasons. First, it shifts the dynamics of the division. The Cowboys are bolstering their offense with a young, explosive talent, and that's a headache for defenses. Second, it's a move that could ripple across the league, prompting other teams to reconsider their strategies. And third, it's the kind of move that makes the NFC East even more competitive than it already was. Now, I want you to imagine what this means for the Eagles. Because, as we all know, the NFC East is a division where every point, every yard, and every game counts. The Eagles have been building a roster that's not only talented, but also versatile and deep. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, these guys are the backbone of a squad that's been on the rise. But in football, the margins are razor thin, and adding a player like Pickens to the Cowboys, Arsenal could make a difference in close games. It's not just about the talent, it's about the confidence and the strategic edge that comes with having a young star who can stretch defenses and make those game-changing plays. And speaking of game changers, this leads us to a broader question that's been floating around among Eagles fans and analysts alike. Should the Eagles be pursuing a veteran free agent receiver in response to moves like this? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why would Philadelphia need to add a veteran wideout when they already have a stellar duo in Brown and Smith? Well, that's the thing. The Eagles have been known for their smart roster building, focusing on young talent and developing players from within. But every team, especially one with Super Bowl aspirations, looks to add that extra piece, that veteran presence who can step in during critical moments. Recently, NFL.com's senior writer Kevin Patra came out with an interesting list of potential landing spots for veteran wide receiver Amari Cooper. And lo and behold, Philadelphia was right there among the top 5 destinations, ranked at number 4. That's significant. Because if you think about it, Cooper is a player with a proven track record, a guy who can still bring reliable production to a team that needs a seasoned veteran. But here's the thing, should the Eagles actually pursue him? Let's break it down. First, Cooper's talent is undeniable. During his prime, he was one of the most consistent and dependable receivers in the league, known for his precise route running and hands. But the reality now is that he's entering the later stages of his career. His best days might be behind him, and that raises questions about whether the investment is worth it. Philadelphia, after all, has a roster that's built to compete right now, and they're already stacked at the wide receiver position with Brown and Smith leading the charge. Jahan Dotson and Terrace Marshall are also in the mix, providing solid depth options, though nothing is guaranteed beyond this season. Cost is another factor. Veteran receivers like Cooper don't come cheap, and with the Eagles' salary cap situation, adding a high-priced veteran might not be the smartest move when you consider the potential return on investment. It's not just about what he can do on the field, but also how much you're willing to pay for his services and how that fits into the team's long-term plans. Philadelphia has shown in the past that they prefer to build through the draft and develop talent internally rather than overpaying for aging veterans. That's a smart strategy, especially when you look at their recent drafts and player development. But here's where it gets interesting. The NFL is a league where one move can change everything. If the Eagles decide to make a splash and bring in a veteran like Cooper, it could provide that veteran presence that elevates the entire offense, especially in high-pressure playoff games. But on the flip side, it might disrupt the chemistry and the rhythm that has been built with the current roster. And that's a gamble. Now, let's zoom out for a moment and look at the bigger picture. The Eagles have been one of the most balanced and well-coached teams in recent seasons. Their front office has done a great job of assembling a roster that combines youth, talent, and experience. But the NFL is unpredictable, and injuries, slumps, or unexpected developments can change the course of a season. That's why teams often keep their options open, especially at the wide receiver position, which is so crucial in today's pass-heavy game. The question is, what does this all mean for the Eagles moving forward? Well, if they do decide to pursue a veteran receiver, whether it's Amari Cooper or someone else, it's probably driven by a desire to add depth and experience for a playoff push. Remember, the NFC is stacked, with teams like the 49ers, Cowboys, and even the Lions showing they have legit championship aspirations. The Eagles want to stay ahead of the curve to keep that edge, and sometimes that means making bold moves in the offseason. But I think what's most important for fans to understand is that the Eagles are always strategic. They're not just chasing big names for the sake of headlines. They're analyzing every move through the lens of team chemistry, cap space, and long-term viability. Their front office has proven that they're willing to be patient, to develop talent, and to make calculated trades when the opportunity arises. So, whether they pursue a veteran receiver or stick with what they've got, it will be part of a bigger plan to keep Philadelphia at the top of the league. And let's not forget, the Eagles have a lot of other things going for them this season. Jalen Hurts has been phenomenal, showing that he's a true franchise quarterback. The offensive line is solid, the defense has been improving, and the coaching staff continues to outthink opponents. All of those pieces come together to create a team that's not just good, but championship caliber. Still, the NFL is a league where small details make all the difference, and the addition of a veteran receiver could be that extra piece that pushes them over the edge, especially in those close playoff games where experience and reliability matter most. As we look ahead to the upcoming season, it's clear that the Eagles are preparing for a serious run. They're aware of the threats in their division and across the league, and their front office is constantly weighing options. Whether they go after a veteran like Cooper or decide to trust their young core, one thing is certain. The Philadelphia Eagles are still very much in the conversation as one of the top teams in the NFL. Their talent, coaching, and strategic planning put them in a strong position, and fans should be excited about what's to come. But of course, in the NFL, nothing is guaranteed, and every offseason move is a piece of the puzzle. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think the Eagles should pursue a veteran receiver like Amari Cooper, or do you believe they're better off developing their young guys and sticking with the current roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Eagles. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Birds.